Okay. Well, first of all, it was great to get the win. Bottom line, got the W. The biggest challenge we'll have is to make improvement from game one to game two. But both teams battled. I'll give Eastern a lot of credit. They battled. But I'm awfully proud of these young men. Told them after the game how proud I was with them. Because of what they've been through, and they stuck together, and they stuck together throughout this whole game.
You ready for questions?
Yes, sir.
All right, Curt, some big plays, kept you going in this game. None bigger than Michael Thomas's interception. It seemed like it would be a momentum changer at the time. I suppose it was, but tell me how important that play was in the scope of the game.
We made two huge plays. Made a huge interception early in the game, and unfortunately, we came out without any points. And then he came back and had another one for a touchdown. But we had an opportunity to, I don't want to say put him away, but obviously get a bigger lead, and we let him back into it. And we've got to be able to do that and tighten things down. But that was a huge play. Mike made a bunch of plays. He showed up throughout the game.
The other big play was on the offensive end, Michael Hoppert. Every time I've seen you run that formation in camp, it was productive. And obviously Michael proved that 2 years ago as well. Tell me the importance of that play near the beginning of the second half after Eastern had finished the first half, with a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, it was a huge play at a long run. Took it the distance, start of the second half. And, he's a weapon. He's a weapon. I've said that from day one. We use Mike in a lot of different ways as a returner. He was a guy that we move around as a running back sometimes, as a wide out, and obviously he's a quarterback. But what a great play he made. And obviously at the end of the game, we rode him.
What was kind of your assessment of just the general execution on both sides, both on the offense and defense today? When you go over all 60 minutes, how do you kind of feel about it?
Well, I think we'll watch the film. I think, we're gonna see a lot of plays we left out there. And I think I know we'll make those corrections. This is a mature football team that's been together all along. We'll get back together. We're going to get a lot of work done this week and get ready for our next opponent. But, I think there's a lot of plays that we left out there. And I think when we watch the film, we're going to see that, but we're going to get better.
The easy thing to say would be that, it's been 2 years since you played a game. And so you haven't had, it's been a long time since you've had to convert third downs and avoid pass interference and stuff like that. But is that too easy? I mean, how do you feel like that's a valid thing to point out? Because it's true, but on the other hand, you want your team to be executing in those situations. Where do you kind of come down on that?
Well, I think, I can start as a defensive player. I didn't do much tackling, and that was my decision, right, wrong, or different. Did it in the spring, and I thought early on we didn't tackle as well as we like. I know we'll tackle a lot better in our next game. Offensively, I thought we went right down the field the first opening drive, and did some really good things, and mixed it up, run, pass. I think the first 4 passes, we were 5 of 5. And, I think the thing that we've got to be able to do is just, and that's going to be it. That was a good football team. I'm not going to use an excuse that we didn't play last year because these guys have been preparing. But I'm confident this team will make their biggest improvement from game 1 to game 2.
Where would you, how do you think Anthony did stay? He got into a great rhythm early, as you mentioned. I think he was 7 of his first 8, mostly on those sideline routes to Dante and Rontrez. But over the course of the whole game, where do you kind of put his performance today, especially considering, I mean, for him, it was his first game, as an IC player.
No question. Now, I thought early on, he looked real comfortable out there. And we'll have to watch the film. It's hard to really see, if, what exactly happened on some of those. Could be, we had a pass deflection. I thought there was good coverage on a couple. I just have to watch the film, really see where the breakdowns were. It's easy to point the finger at the quarterback without really watching the film. Were they getting some pressures? Were they getting in there? Did we have some balls that could have been caught? So we just got to look at that. I think the thing we got to do is just, assess the film tomorrow. And I know we'll do that and learn from those mistakes. And I know Anthony will be a lot better in the second game as well. But I thought this was a good opening game, gave him a little confidence. And, I think when we can jump in there and give different groupings with Michael, it causes you problems, but yet you can still run Anthony too. So, but we're just going to keep building on the package.
What were pleasant surprises for you today? Because it looked like the defensive rotation that you used kept guys energized. The defense, even though they gave up some yards, we're also able to make some plays late in the game, which on a hot day is good to see. But what were some of your own pleasant surprises?
Oh boy, I don't know, Todd. That's a tough one. I knew they would battle. I knew our team would battle. But I didn't think that this was going to be I felt it was going to come down to the end of the game. I thought this team was a much improved team. This is a big rivalry. When we play each other, it comes down to the fourth quarter. And, we've won the last 3 in a row. And these guys, that's a heck of a deal now. To beat these guys 3 in a row, a rivalry game, I give our kids a lot of credit. Surprises, Todd. You ask me Monday, maybe I'll be able to give you a better answer, but I'm sorry, I don't have one right now.
It looks like health-wise, apart from some cramps, I didn't see anything major out there. Anything that maybe I didn't see?
No, yeah, we'll assess that here in a little bit here with Kellen, and then tomorrow we'll have injury check. But I think you're right. I think most of it was cramps, knock on wood, and it was hot out there. Boy, it was hot, and I think both teams felt it tonight.